Hello and welcome to our presentation. My name is Greg Marlowe and I'm founder of Yacht Solutions. You know, most of us don't really pay much attention to the bottom of our boats until they come out of the water. However, the right coating and paint can now make more difference than you ever thought possible. A bottom coat is used on boats for several reasons, primarily to protect the hull, whether it's metal or fiberglass, and this is called a barrier coat. It's a special paint that needs to work underwater. Secondly, it's also used as a deterrent for marine life to grow on your boat. Slime, barnacles, any of that stuff that you don't want your boat to be a home to. So this is called anti-foul. In our presentation today, this is an outline of what I'm going to cover. I know you'll find it very insightful. This 15-minute presentation will give you a good overview and understanding of the benefits of this revolutionary product called Seaspeed, developed by a company called Seacoat. Relax and enjoy the presentation. What we're putting on the bottom of our boats for the most part is toxic. Not only is it toxic to the marine environment because we're trying to prevent marine life from growing on the boat, but it also is toxic to the people that apply it and the people that remove it from your boat. So it's just nasty stuff. And it does have negative impacts on the environment, but I'm also going to show you that it negatively impacts your pocketbook too. So in this presentation, there's going to be several advantages that we're going to point out to you. And the toxic part of it, I think for those who are particularly concerned about the environment, is really important. So part of the solution and that we have with Seacoat is that it's a very slippery substance. So when applied, it's a hard silicone-based paint that not only prevents marine life from growing on your boat, which it acts as an anti-foul, but now you're going to get better performance on your boat because the product is just slippery. So hull efficiency, fuel consumption, endurance, all that stuff is going to be improved. And who doesn't want to save, 5, 10, 15% on fuel? The other big advantage is the maintenance factor. The product is guaranteed for 10 plus years, and usually the other products aren't guaranteed more than a year or 18 months. Typically they last 2 to 3 years, but then they have to be reapplied, whereas our product is good for 10 plus years. And in the interim, when you're cleaning your hull, our product cleans much, much easier. Bottom line, 0 toxins released into our waters, which I think is incredibly important. Here's an example. This is a Schaefer 33, 34-foot boat, brand new with gel coat on it from the factory. It was doing over 50 miles an hour. We put anti-foul on and the wide open throttle speed dropped to about 45. So owners usually put up with this. They know that they're getting poor performance, but they just have to protect the hull, which what they thought was, an ideal bottom coat. Seaspeed by Seacoat is a game changer. And this decrease in fuel consumption and just the hull becoming more efficient and slippery, it's like putting Teflon on the bottom of your boat. So it is, from the science part of it, extremely durable, but it's also slippery. And we have the evidence to show you that from tests that have been done, just how much it does improve performance of the boat, whether it's a freighter or whether it's a sailboat or a motor yacht. It will improve your performance going through the water. We have all the technical stuff, from the engineering and scientific standpoint, and for those who are, tech savvy, really want to read into it, the studies have been done, and recently, and with very, very good results. When you see this micron measuring, that's really the friction or the roughness of it, and C-Speed is incredibly slick and frictionless. Now, when it comes to something you and I would do, you know, like you put a piece of fiberglass, stick it in the water for weeks on end, paint one side, don't coat the other. That's exactly what we did. So here's the results. We treated the left side with Seacoat C-Speed, and the right side was left untreated. And we took it out after 8 weeks. It was in the Coral Sea, and then what we did with cleaning, and like the slide indicates, it was just done with a wet paper towel, you know, at 4 weeks and 8 weeks. And there was no adhesion. It cleans off very, very beautifully. Whereas the side that is untreated, you see, has significant growth. Even though it was wiped, it's even got formation of barnacles, which will just get bigger. But there you go. That's something that you and I would typically do. Real life, you know, comparison. You know, all in all, our lakes and seas are living organisms. So marine life just grows everywhere. And, you know, for this reason, we just want to prevent it from growing on our boats because it impacts performance. So the company itself, just to go back to the origins of Seacoat and C-Speed, they've been working with some of the toughest customers in the world. Yeah, U.S. Navy, special operations craft like, you know, Navy SEAL boats, patrol boats, landing crafts, and everything else. For them, it's durability. For them, yes, it's lack of maintenance. And they've been using it since 2001. It's also used on commercial vessels, shipping vessels, where they have incredible fuel benefits because fuel is a major cost when ships are operational. So if they can save 5, 10, 15%, they're saving millions upon millions of dollars. Not to even speak of, you know, the environmental impact, which I think everybody and every government is sensitive to. But whether it's ferries or Navy SEALs or even the Royal Navy in the UK, or some of the biggest freight customers in the world, the C-Speed and Seacoat has been used on these products for some time and proven themselves over this time. So anti-foul, like we said before, the product acts as an anti-foul. It is toxic free. It releases marine growth because it's not easy to adhere to. It is certified 100% toxic free, and even states like California now have already started to implement deregulating and taking certain products off the market because it does impact the environment. And of course, California seems to be a little bit more advanced than everybody else when it comes to environmental concerns. But at the end of the day, for typical boaters like you and I, you know, bottom cleanings are easier, they're faster, it's eco-friendly. Over the long term, it's less expensive because even though it may be slightly more to purchase, down the road, you don't have to reapply this thing for many years. So its longevity makes it worthwhile. It's applicable on all types of boats: power, sail, metal boats, aluminum boats, fiberglass, and even wood boats. Here's a customer testimonial. I can give you a copy of this presentation so you can read all the details. He wrote a really nice letter back. You know, fuel savings over 31%. That's incredible. And, you know, he actually measured it with same boat before and after, and how much fuel was being burned at a certain speed, and very, very impressive results. I don't know if you've heard of SV Delos. They do the reality show and blog and stuff like that. They have a sailboat. And they were very, very pleased. They tried it out, and they're sailing in all parts of the world. and they just find that it works really, really, really effectively. So here's a racer in San Diego, and you know what? For racers to get a half knot improvement when they're underway is huge. And you know, like these guys who are looking for that edge, who are racers particularly, where they typically spend tens of thousands of dollars for new sails and gear to make their yacht go a little bit faster, so they've got an edge. This is huge because this is probably the smallest investment they can make for the biggest gain. As I indicated before, it works on all boats. Aluminum particularly does not work well with the today's anti-foul paints because the copper and the aluminum just don't work well together. So you got to apply a whole bunch of protective coatings before you put on the anti-foul. You don't need to do that anymore, whether it's steel or aluminum or fiberglass or wood. Our product works on all materials. And it comes in great colors too. Bottom line, and these are the principles that we like to promote and what we've adopted at Yacht Solutions, our everyday business practices, and that is we want to save our customers money. We realize your time is valuable. We want you to save time. And at the end of the day, we want to enhance your life somehow, better boating, better lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. So as a review, environmentally friendly and non-toxic, that's huge. And you're going to start seeing some products come off the market, and this is a solution to that. The material costs are lower over time because it's got a 10-year warranty. You don't have to reapply it every 1, 2, 3 years. And then it improves your performance. It reduces emissions, you spend less on gas, you go faster, the range is better, and it comes in 8 beautiful colors. So here you go. I know you're interested. You probably want to find out more. How much does it cost? Will it work on my particular boat? What do I have to do to prep it? Really easy. Call us. We'll talk to you about your needs. We'll give you an estimate, and we'll also talk to you about where you're located and where your boat is, where we can coordinate an application. We typically like to spray this on, and therefore we have specialized applicators. But if you like what you see, you can put on your deposit and we'll schedule you in for this season. And, you know, just imagine the investment you make will give you fuel cost improvements, 10, 15%, increase your top speed, and you're going to have a better finish and easier finish to clean. So call us today and we'd love to hear from you. Now, here's our contact information once again. If you do want a copy of this presentation, just email us and let us know. Happy to send it to you so you can review it in more detail, maybe pass it on to some of your friends and boating buddies. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you on the water.